All right, what's going on, guys? I've been hearing a lot of hype about this Jim Beam Black 7-year bottle. I was at a liquor barn like a couple days ago. Some guy was talking to me and he was just hyping it up. Like he was just looking. He saw me looking at the shelves. He was like, "Yeah, man, you got to get this." Because I glanced at it. He's like, "This is good. This is good." I was like, "Is it better than the Jim Beam single barrel?" It's like, "Yeah, you just got it. Don't worry, trust me." And then the sales lady came by and she's like, "Yeah, I can't believe we still got this stuff on the shelves. It's phenomenal." I'm like scratching my head like, "Oh, really? Okay." And then the next day I was hunting again and I saw this bottle behind the counter, like next to like the E.H. Taylors and the unicorns and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's give this thing a whirl. I did a little research, and what's going on is that after the coronavirus, the pandemic, the bourbon industry is slowing down. Less sales, therefore a lot of these the distilleries don't have to put out the stuff as fast, so they can give stuff more age. So this is replacing the Jim Beam Black that used to be like 5 to 6 years. This is older. They get one more year, a little bit of a bump in proof to 90 proof, and then that got me thinking, why not put it up against my little bottle here of Eagle Rare, which is also very conveniently 90 proof. Now, I know it's not perfect because this is 7. Eagle Rare is 10, and also makes it a little more complicated that this is a single barrel. So every one of these is slightly different. But I think to counterbalance it, this is $23. Like, I mean, what a steal. And Eagle Rare, not this little bottle, but Eagle Rare usually goes for, well, basically, let me put it this way. This is twice as expensive. Sometimes you can find it for 40, but that's a very lucky day. Most people can't get it for that. I mean, I'm pretty sure many places around the country it's like $90 or $80. So there you have it. Okay, let's get into it. Just open up this bottle right here. Where's the top? I've never tried this stuff before. This is completely 100% my live reaction. Is it worth the $23? I mean, just coming into it, my expectations are super low because this is a super cheap bottle, and it was one of those things to where Jim Beam knows that like stuff like that at this price point, half the consumers are still going to be mixing into, putting into mixed drinks and like mixing a cola with it. So I don't know how high their bar is, but hey, I must say I do like the bottle design. Very pleasing, aesthetic. Yeah, great all around. Very like, I love the little, just the black, the matte black, shiny black, and the little gold leaf. Good appearance. Unfortunately, twist top, not a cork. Loses little fancy points here, but it is what it is. As far as color, I would say Eagle Rare is slightly darker, not by much, but that makes sense. This has been in the barrel 10 years, this is 7, so. Okay, the nose for the Jim Beam Black. Smell, I mean, clearly it has the Jim Beam nuttiness, smells right in line what you would get with a Knob Creek. Eagle Rare. Okay, Eagle Rare. Like just very typical bourbon nose, nice caramel. Nothing. Yeah, caramel, vanilla. This is more like peanuts. Yeah, more ethanol on here, or just like a little more like spicier. Jim Beam is a lot more muted. All right, the taste, here it goes. Oh, wow. Ooh, it's nice. It's really good. I mean, I guess it just leaves the taste kind of drops off pretty fast. Like your your tongue goes for like a flavor ride, but then it just like it just cuts off pretty quickly. But yeah, really nice. Really surprised. Almost no ethanol burn. I'm getting like a coffee note, caramel, plenty of like bar peanuts. Very nice, very nice. This is like putting this up against the Eagle Rare. It's I would make it a analogy as, let's say there's like a up and coming like boxer or a UFC fighter who's like a young prospect, been knocking out everybody, and then all of a sudden he's going up into like a title fight or just a fight with like a veteran who's been champion. So, all right, let's taste the champion. Let's taste everybody's favorite Eagle Rare, and one of my favorites as well. They are different. They are different. Eagle Rare, more oaky. Well, obviously because the 3-year more maturation. I mean, it totally makes sense. But if somebody like is new to bourbon, or somebody never had bourbon before, it doesn't know about like the labels or the price points. If you're just getting into bourbon, don't know anything about brands or brand loyalty, or like understand anything about hype, and somebody just puts these two in front of you and says, "Hey, which one do you like better?" Hey, I think it could be a toss-up, just depending on like your. There's no clear winner. Just depends on your taste. Eagle Rare again. Eagle Rare has like more spicier, more like rye spices. It almost seems. I don't know if it's 100%, but like Eagle Rare has. It feels like Eagle Rare has like a higher rye content. I can taste a little bit more rye in there. So yeah, the appeal of this Jim Beam is very clear. I understand why there's a lot of hype behind it. I think it's pretty dope. Not even talking about the price, but just for somebody maybe getting into bourbon, or even a bourbon veteran, there are no challenging notes that you have to grow to love, right? Because like, let's say if you're just getting into bourbon, it takes a while for somebody, maybe months or years, before somebody starts appreciating higher proof stuff, right? But here, or there's like maybe like Four Roses, it was challenging for me to get into Four Roses because of the high rye content was like too spicy for me in the way. Here, this is super solid. There are no challenging notes. There's no like, there's no harsh ethanol. Nice caramel in the like coffee. Nice caramel coffee, very creamy. No like rice spice. Like a little bit of oak, like maybe marshmallow. A little bit of oak, but not overpowering bitter oak. And Eagle Rare. However, I'm a little suspecting that this bottle is not the most typical Eagle Rare. It's like a little off profile, but still, Eagle Rare is good. I mean, it's, you know, it's the classic. It's a beast in its own right. Of course, I think Eagle Rare sells this mash bill short. This offering at mash bill number 1 from Buffalo Trace at 90 proof is pretty great, but at like cask strength, where you're getting into Stag Junior territory, I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, I wish Eagle Rare was a little higher proof, actually. So in conclusion, I would say there would be some amazing store picks that have Buffalo Trace mash bill number 1 has sometimes, rarely, but when it does, has this wonderful grape note, and it's a killer. And I'm sure some store picks of Eagle Rare would have that in spades and just like phenomenal and probably like one of the best things you can ever buy with your money, right? But however, just like a random shelfer Eagle Rare versus this, I mean, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. Actually, I do have an idea. I'm gonna ask my wife Berthe to blindly taste both, and when I come back through the power of editing, I'll let you know what she says. All right, and I'm back. So, went upstairs, asked her, didn't tell her exactly what it was. She was completely blind. She correctly identified this was Eagle Rare, and that this was Jim Beam, and she said, I mean, maybe her palate is way more sophisticated or she's more sensitive. She said, this is way better. This tastes cheap. So yeah, she's an extremely harsh bourbon critic. She's very ruthless, so she just called this out as just cheap junk. I don't agree. I mean, I'm pretty sure her palate or just her senses are way more refined than mine. To me, it's a bunch of vanilla and peanut. Hardly much, maybe because I drink so much more bourbon than her, that my sensitivity to ethanol is way lower. So therefore I don't, in here, because I drink higher proof stuff, so here I don't even get much ethanol, almost zero. This is like the lowest proof stuff that I drink, and in here this is pretty quote unquote smooth. So and I love the overpowering like crushed peanuts. So to me this is great. And Eagle Rare is nice, but for $23, really good, really good. I would say I probably even like this more than the 7-year the Heaven Hill offering, and that's like 50 or 60. All right, there's the review, guys. Take it easy.